everyone, how are you all? And I'm back once again for you all with the solutions to your problems. Continuing with the series, today we will discuss the back exercise of class 9th Economics, chapter 3, Poverty as a Challenge. And no doubt a challenge it is to live and survive with it. So, without wasting any further time, let's start our session with the first question. It says, describe how the poverty line in India is estimated. So, before discussing the solution, here the poverty line means how one decides whether a person is under a poor category or not, how it is being measured in India. Now moving to the answer, a person is considered poor if his or her income or consumption level falls below a given minimum level necessary to fulfill basic needs. And this differs from country to country. While determining the poverty line in India, a minimum level of food requirement, clothing, footwear, fuel and light, educational and medical requirements are taken into consideration. While estimating the poverty line, the present formula is used on the desired calorie requirement. In the urban area, the accepted average calorie requirement is 2100 calories per person per day, and in rural areas the accepted average calorie requirement is 2400 calorie per person per day. Moving to the second question, do you think that the present methodology of poverty estimation is appropriate? So, the present methodology of poverty estimation does not look appropriate because even if he or she might be able to feed oneself and the family but have no shelter, no job security or health or even no social equality, then also that person is considered as poor according to the new horizon of poverty. So, in my point of view, poverty estimation methodology should get changed and should also include other factors too, which we have just discussed. Moving ahead to the third question, it says, describe poverty trends in India since 1973. So, I have also embedded a figure for your reference. So, from the figure, it gets crystal clear to know that there has been a drastic decline in the poverty ratio from 45 in the year 1993 to 1994 to almost half, that is 22 in the year 2011 to 2012. Although the trends and decline in urban and rural area is different from each other due to differentiating factors like the presence and availability of more economic activities in urban areas than in rural areas. Coming to the fourth question, it says, discuss the major reasons of poverty in India. While discussing, one should know one of the major factors for poverty in India is the high illiteracy rate over here. At present, India has a 24% illiteracy rate. Secondly, another factor is unemployment. People with no job sit idle as jobs created by the industrial sector have not been enough to absorb all the job seekers. Third, the unequal distribution of income is other reason for poverty. Money has been rendered in a few people's hands. It is because of the unequal distribution of land and other resources. So overall, these were the reasons for poverty in India. Discussing the fifth question, it says, identify the social and economic groups which are most vulnerable to poverty in India. So, answer to this is, social groups vulnerable to poverty in India are scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. And second, another group is economic groups vulnerable to poverty. Under this we have two. Number one, rural agricultural labor household, and number two, urban casual labor households. Moving ahead to the next question, it says, give an account of interstate disparities of poverty in India. So, the proportion of poor is not same in every state. Though there has been a decline in poverty in every state, from early 70s, the success rate of reducing poverty has varied from state to state. Like Bihar and Orissa are among the poorest states among all, whereas states like Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu have shown a significant decline in poverty. The disparity is due to the variable social and political scenarios of different states. The factors like success in population control, availability of resources, and tourist destination has also led to this disparity, as all these factors are variable. Moving to the next question, it says, describe global poverty trends. Here, if we talk about the poverty trends and situation at the global level, then it must note that in the developing countries, people are living and surviving on $1 per day. However, the ratio has been decreased to 10% from 35% according to the World Bank. While on the other hand, ratio of poverty in Latin America has remained the same. And in sub-Saharan Africa, poverty has risen from 41% in 1981 to 46% in 2001. So, we can see that there is a disparity also on the global level. Moving to the next question, describe current government strategy of poverty alleviation. The current anti-poverty strategy of the government has a two-lined approach. Number 1, promotion of economic growth, and number 2, targeted anti-poverty programs. Economic growth widens opportunity and provides resources needed to invest in human development. The government has formulated several anti-poverty schemes to affect poverty directly or indirectly. Some schemes are Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, Rural Employment Generation Program, Swan Jayanti Gram Sarojgar Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gramoday Yojana, Antyodaya Ann Yojana. Then others are National Food for Work Program, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, and proposals for establishing national and state employment guarantee funds are some of the anti-poverty schemes of the government. However, despite the good intentions of these schemes, the benefits have not fully reached to the deserving poor. Hence, the major emphasis in recent years has been on proper monitoring of all the poverty alleviation programs. Moving to the next question, in this we have to answer the following questions briefly. Number 1, what do you understand by human poverty? So, human poverty is a concept that goes beyond the limited view of poverty, which is a lack of income. It refers to the denial of political, social, and economic opportunities to an individual to maintain a reasonable standard of living. Literacy, lack of job opportunities, lack of access to proper health care and sanitation, caste and gender discrimination, and many more are all components of human poverty. The second question is, who are the poorest of the poor? The poorest of the poor are people, usually the old people, children and the women, who are conventionally not taken into consideration while making policies for the poor and unemployed. Third is, what are the main features of the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005? So, the main features of the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005 are: number 1, the Act assures 100 days employment every year to every household. Number 2, initially covering 200 districts, the Act would be extended later on to cover 600 districts. And number 3, 1/3 of the jobs are reserved for women according to this Act. With this, we have covered all the question and answers of this chapter, and in case of any doubt, ask your query in the comment section below. Till then, sayonara, take care, bye bye.